Good morning guys, F here once again. So once again I found myself on the internet thinking let me just check up on any Dark Knight news, maybe some, just like last time I'm like, okay, maybe a new trailer has come out, just I thought to myself, and then boom, for some reason Nokia obtained rights to release a new trailer. So I watched it at work and I thought, okay, what do I think about this trailer? I think the first time I watched it, yes, it did make me sort of more excited for the movie. My favorite parts of the trailer was, of course, the whole Mr. Wayne thing, but around about 55 seconds into the trailer where you've got that music going down like, and then you've got Batman sort of like slowly turning around, and then you've got Bane sort of just standing there. And then after that, of course, you've got him like just grabbing Batman's hand, just flinging him backwards, and then he sort of like just goes off camera like a rag doll, or like someone is like pulling on him with strings or something like that. That was sort of cool. Yeah, I like that. But as we know, like we're after, at least with myself, hopefully most of you guys watching this video, we're after something more than cool. We're after that that X factor, that sort of fifth element in movies, which in this day and age comes few and far between. So if you've watched my Prometheus review, I speak about like giving scenes time to breathe, respecting the audience's intelligence enough to allow them to work out things for themselves, allowing things to marinate instead of shoving things directly in people's faces. I think for any movie to be great, it needs to have these things. The people's brains needs to be engaged, and I think in today's sort of society with marketing, media, even to the point of quick meals, quick fixes, take this pill, fall asleep, all this sort of like fast sort of stimulation of society, the generation has become dumber, and as a result, fandom and the quality of fandom has become dumber, and the quality has dropped because the fat cats realize, oh, look at this, we can give these people bowls of shit and they're eating it. This is fantastic. We look at this. This is easy to just pushing a button and we're sort of like running around like rats in a cage. So I think that it takes like a very good director, or like someone that sort of like is in it for the creativity, not the money, because as we can see, movies nowadays, take Watchmen for example, or whatever, they'll make their money despite being good pieces of fandom. So it takes someone that's interested in it for the art, for the creativity, for the storytelling, for the characters, for the emotional ride, like Christopher Nolan is in this example, to, no pun intended, rise above it to the point where he's like, okay, let's actually try and get like a story or theme down. Now you see, The Dark Knight Rises had sort of The Dark Knight had moments like that where you have like Joker sort of like talking to Harvey Dent, and whereas like in the nurse's outfit, and you're thinking, oh wow, where's this guy coming from? What's his what's his angle? And that was sort of like to me like one of those scenes where it gave the sort of character sort of more time to breathe, and you could work out the psyche of the Joker for yourself. I'm just hoping that as good as this trailer was, and another good part of the trailer was where I think in these TV spots and stuff that is sort of popping up everywhere. By the way, if you want to see all the TV spots, go to superherohype.com, go to the forum section, go to the Dark Knight Rises spoiler section. From there, what you'll have to do is click on the TV spots thread, and it says in brackets no discussion. There you'll have like a moderator who has posted links to every single TV spot in the highest quality so far. So in some of these TV spots, like you see Batman sort of like he's actually in the dark, which is where he's supposed to be, I guess. And I think there's one like where like Batman sort of like is hanging upside down, and Catwoman's like he's behind you, and then the robber or burglar or whatever is like where, and then he's like here, and he's like right behind him. And then in this trailer, you've got I'm trying to bring it back to this trailer because I always go on side tangents in my videos. I'm trying to improve on that. In this trailer, you've got a Batman sort of like it's flashing darkness, and then you see him 1 second here, the next second here, the next second he's like right up to the camera, and then boom, like he just punches the offender. See, that to me is is more like what Batman is supposed to be, and hopefully Christopher Nolan he's become a little bit self-conscious in a good way, in that he's thinking, okay, in the last movie I sort of haven't had many scenes in the in the darkness, sorry. I need to put a little bit of that back into this movie. But it seems like to me, I don't know if he's going with a theme like the darkness is greater just before the dawn, and because you ever seen like where all these police and people are like running around like crazy like during the daytime, especially in this trailer, and Batman is sort of like just looking around trying to absorb it all. So it's like this creature of the night is becoming sort of like a guardian of the day. And yeah, I mean that's definitely like a fundamental flaw. Like bats during the day is just weird. Like whenever you see bats in like, just take an old school 90s cartoon, you'll see bats flying out of a cave during a nighttime, which is when they're meant to come out. When I was walking past the building one time at nighttime, I heard bats in a tree, and that was nighttime. Like if you're walking in a park and you see bats, you'll be like, what? Like unless you're in the jungle or some other area like that. So just on an animal level, like it is weird to see this. But nevertheless, I predict, I'm just going with my gut feeling. Like I can see what the trailer is trying to do. Yes, the trailer arguably is maybe the best trailer that has come out, but you know, there's only so many times where you can see these exploding bridges with people reacting to it, and see Batman fighting Bane with, you know, the wonderful soundtrack in the background, before you start asking for more. And I'm asking for more, and unfortunately I'm not going to get more until I see the actual movie. So what I'm hoping for is, you know, the scenes which are slow, intelligent, sort of like get behind the character of Batman, gives the other scenes time to breathe. I don't know, like for me it's always these sort of like really like close-up shots of one character's face and another, and they're just sort of saying something, but you got to work it out for yourself. You got to work out the theme behind it, the meaning behind it, putting effort on your part to actually work out sort of like this sort of like main framework, or like the main ties of the movie. It's always more satisfying for everyone involved, rather than just sort of once again giving to the audiences like a quick stimulation, like, oh, look at this is cool, this is a cool explosion. I think in that way, like it becomes a much more sort of enjoyable movie for all, especially when in your mind you're like linking it back to, oh, that's what happened in that other scene where Batman was saying like he's angry. Now this makes sense now why he's doing this. Just simple stuff like that. Once again, much of the things we talk about are very textbook writing things, but once again, because the quality's gone down, the accountability of writers, producers, whatever, that not as motivated to put out quality material because of the cash just flowing regardless. And that's because I think most people in the world are stupid. Anyway, so I think that if there are more scenes like there which sort of like allow us to work out things for ourselves, more slow-paced scenes, I think that'll be sort of much more beneficial to all, because you'll enjoy the movie that much more. But my gut feeling is that as good as this trailer is, like when I go to see the movie, I'm like, okay, I want this to exceed the what the trailer was. And for The Dark Knight Rises, I remember like I'm like, wow, the trailers were fantastic. This is going to be great, and it was coming up to that sort of pushing the envelope, but it never quite got there. I think the part where I realized that The Dark Knight was not as good was that scene where Lucius Fox is sort of like radioing in with his communications, and it sort of shows like all the guys and with all the electromagnetic technology and stuff, and that sort of, it felt too cartoonish, and that took away from the experience for me. But nevertheless, I think that you know, with trilogies at least, you have the first one, the second one, the third one. You know, you have like what the beginning of a character, the sort of so the second act is usually the downfall of a character. The third act, even in songs and music, like, you know, you have like a couple of like verses or whatever. Ideally, the final verse of a song should be sort of like the most sort of like powerful or impactful, more crazy lyrics put together, more smartly, creatively. So in this final part of the trilogy, hopefully it's gonna end with a bang, but not like literal bang, but like some sort of like emotional bang, a creative bang, something that sort of gives us more bang for our buck, apart from just going in there to see a visual feast, which we know we're going to get anyway. So other good movies, like, will take something from the first two movies and as a throwback to the first two. So maybe like a necklace. I think I've seen that in the trailers, but little things like that, like, oh, that's from Batman Begins, oh, that's from The Dark Knight. But I think the best stories will have something like that, to the point where it allows you, it transforms your opinion of the first two movies. Not opinion per se, but like the way you felt about the movies. Like, oh, okay, now I'm seeing that in a totally different light. I'm not sure how the hell this movie is going to do that, but if it did something like that to sort of alter our perspective or opinion of the character of the Dark Knight, to see him in sort of like a different light, so to speak, I think that would be fantastic. And once again, going for that sort of more intelligent type of movie, as opposed to just a Hollywood blockbuster, which is there's going to be anyway. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this trailer. My gut feeling is that like, I think it's going to be a repeat of The Dark Knight. Like, I'm going to go in there thinking, oh wow, the trailer was pretty damn good. Okay, where's that level? Where's that sort of like epic level? It's going to be pushing towards it, but there's going to be factors in there which are going to jar the experience, which will make it go back down. And so, of course, it's never going to hit that sort of higher level. So it's hard, because like, it's like literally like you're climbing a ladder. Like, you're sort of you see one good thing, one other good thing, they build upon each other, and then if the writers make a mistake that sort of take away from that, it sort of goes down one level. Like, you cannot have like a masterpiece or an epic movie without sort of without having no like jarring experiences like that, or things which take away from the themes. Like, take The Godfather, like, it's always like one step up, one step up, one step up, one step up, boom, like, you have a scene and it's like building upon all those steps before it. If you have one step up, some sort of stupid scene, like, say, the Batman credit card scene in whatever, Batman and Robin or whatever, even though that's a crazy example, you got like a rung missing, boom, you try and step up on that ladder, you fall back down. So I don't think that's really going to happen with this movie, but nevertheless, I think the trailer was good. The music is unbelievable. It seems pretty terroristic with guys shooting guns everywhere. But like I said, like, we've seen action before, a million times before. So this trailer sort of, at the end of the day, once I watch it like a million times, it's nothing like we haven't seen before. What haven't we seen before? We haven't seen that X Factor movie that I'm still waiting to see in the cinema, which I don't know, I'm not sure if we'll ever see that anytime soon. Is The Dark Knight Rises going to come close? Maybe it will, and I guess time will tell next month when we all see it. Alright guys, getting off to work now, so have a good day. Hopefully you like my videos. I enjoy putting them out there. I have to put the re-up the Game of Thrones video, haven't had time to do it, but regardless, take care and watch your backs.